The best of 9 series is tied at 4. Tia Toomey won the first 4. Laura Horvath has won the last 4. It's time for the deciding event here in the two-person battle. That is Toomey versus Horvath here at the 2024 Rogue Invitational. The final event is the Excavator here in Aberdeen, Scotland, presented by Beyond the Whiteboard. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with former affiliate Cup champion Adrian Conway, and Kiki Dixon is the third member of our broadcast crew. We will hear from her in just a second. We know about the battle between Toomey and Horvath. That's more or less decided as far as who the top two are going to be. But right now, the third spot on the podium is Alex Gazan's to lose.
That's right. I like what she's done leading to this point, and we know that sandbags await. She's got grit, she's got tenacity, and she's pretty strong, Sean. I like her ability to fight for that third spot. Let's
take a look at the overall standings here with just one event remaining. And as I mentioned, Tia Toomey and Laura Horvath have put a mile between themselves and Gazan, who currently sits in third. Now, Gabby McGowan is still in fourth place, despite the fact that she withdrew because of an injury. That's just a testament to how well she did in the first couple days of competition. Ariel Lowen is 10 points back of Gazan. That will be the battle we're watching in Heat 2. Brooke Wells and Emma Tall still have an outside shot, but they're going to need to come up with a huge performance and get some help in the process. We started with sand. We're ending with sand, but a much different test than test number 1 here on the Excavator.
You know, it's a much different test. It does involve sandbags as that external object. It's 15 sandbag cleans at 125, 10 cleans at 150, and then 5 at 175 with a 7-minute cap. This is going to be over in the flash of an eye.
There's just one movement, so what are your keys here?
You know, the keys are no red lining, although it seems overly simple. You can't start too fast. You will run out of gas somewhere in the middle of that second bag. And then you've got to start low and stand fast. And that's particularly about that red bag there at the end, Sean. They've got to get a great grip in the bottom and then build speed as they stand.
There's heavy weight on the floor, which means Danny Spiegel is going to enjoy this probably.
Yeah, she's going to be a natural favorite for us. High levels of work capacity when it comes to external loads. She's put on a show with sandbags before. We've seen her hit a crazy max at the CrossFit Games a couple years ago with object just like this. So I like her as a favorite in Heat 1.
Let's take a look at our lane assignments here for the first of these two heats. 9 women out on the competition floor. And Taylor Williamson is going to be down in lane number 9. She's another powerful athlete that can do well in this event.
Yeah, we've talked about her all weekend. This is her first individual competition against other elite women. But Sean, she has succeeded in Rogue online competitions where she's held a 150-pound sandbag for over 20 minutes. That doesn't even seem human-like.
We are underway in the final event of the competition. It starts with 15 cleans at 125 pounds.
And you see all these athletes moving quite methodically. Yes, they could choose to be having a touch more urgency and grab the bag fast, but I think they know what awaits them and how it's going to start to feel as they enter into that second bag for those 10 reps right there in the middle. The athletes have to stand to full extension. That means they got to stand tall, and then they got to remove that hand to show that the sandbag is stable over their shoulder every time. That's why you'll see them flash their hand to the side.
150 pounds, or pardon me, 25 pounds on this opening bag, 57 kilos. 15 reps here. They'll advance every 5 repetitions. There's Dana Paran and Taylor Howe shouldering that 125-pound bag. She and Paige Semenza, along with Emily Rolfe, towards the front here.
Yeah, Taylor doing a great job at what I call one-timing that sandbag, and that means that she doesn't pause at her lap. She gets in a good position and just continues the speed all the way through the top. Most of the other women right now have to lap it, then they start to jump it over to their shoulder.
Emily Rolfe has, two reps remaining here, Adrian. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. That just shows that Taylor's going to have some more energy in reserve as the bags continue to get heavier.
And Rolfe is right in the middle of the floor as Haley Adams is moving on to now the 150-pound bag, 68 kilos. Sydney Wells and Emily Rolfe as well are heading into round 2. 7-minute time cap.
Composure and patience there by Rolf.
Rolf with 390 points. She's 35 back of Danielle Brandon for a spot inside the top 10. Brandon will be in the second and final heat. 10 reps here. Haley Adams, 16th place overall.
Haley, not pound for pound one of the strongest athletes with a barbell in our field, but she does a great job at being efficient with an odd object like the sandbag here. There's no squatting that has to take place, and she's really strong when it comes to hinging. A lot of power in her legs, just not below the parallel position.
Adams has 2 more on the 150-pound, 68-kilo sandbag. Sydney Wells is right there with her. Wells is in the middle in the long black pants and white top. And Wells has 1 more remaining before she will move on for her final 5 at the final 175-pound, 79-kilo bag. So this would be a great way to close out competition for Haley Adams. Final rep here for Wells at 150.
Five reps at this red bag again. Sequentially, they've gotten heavier and heavier each time.
Adams unable to get that thing to her shoulder. Now Rolf and Wells making an attempt.
Now you'll notice a lot of the women right now that are making attempts early, they're having trouble with their grip. They got to get a little lower in their setup so they get more hands under it. Then they'll have success. Sydney doing a great job there.
1 rep down for Sydney Wells, 4 remaining for her. 3 minutes to go before we hit the time gap. Haley Adams has her first rep down. Here's Emily Rolfe. Rolfe will make that count.
That was a great first successful rep there by Emily. The trick here is you got to make every rep count. This smokes you when you get it all the way up and then are forced through to a no rep.
Second rep is good. Second rep is good for Wells, as both Taylor Williamson and Amanda Barnhart are now on the 175-pound bag. Barnhart just got hit with a no rep. I don't think she showed enough control on her shoulder. Another good rep for Rolfe. 3 remain for Sydney Wells. And 3 remain for Rolfe and Adams. Adams in the background there, no rep for Wells. So Adams is going to shoulder that, and she'll take the lead. The 2 remain.
Oh, wow.
Got the down signal.
Wow.
That was close.
That was really
that.
close. That was an awkward position for her to have to hold that in, and she made it happen.
Now Sydney Wells back on the bag. That's 29. So 1 remain for Haley Adams and Sydney Wells. Pardon me, Wells has 2 left. But Adams is on her final rep, looking to win the heat here. Rolfe now is 1 away from finishing.
Wow.
Here's Haley Adams.
Yes.
That'll go. Haley Adams takes heat 1.
Huge for Haley. I love that.
Now Paige Semens is in.
Sean, Paige made such a strong charge late. She would essentially power clean those things up to her shoulder. It was impressive.
There's Rolfe coming across. 5:16.92 seconds. That's the time to beat from Haley Adams as Sydney Wells is in. Now here comes Barnhart. Four women on the floor: Williamson, Paran, Howe, and McQuaid. Inside a minute to go here. Paran and Williamson both have 3 remaining. Howe and McQuaid have yet to get a rep at 175. There's another good rep for Paran. 2 left. Williamson also has 2 left. McQuaid gets credit for that rep. That's her first of 5. Moran can't shoulder that.
15 seconds.
Taylor Williamson has it. She's got 1 more, 10 seconds to go.
Let's see if Howe Oh,
That's a great effort from Taylor Howe right there.
buzzer beater.
Haley Adams, 5:16.92 seconds. Has the time to beat with one heat remaining for the women.
Great way to create some forward momentum for Haley finishing this weekend.
And just great to see her back here at this competition too.
You know it is. It's great to have her here. She's a fan favorite. Easy athlete to cheer for, and she was able to show her power from the floor with the execution of those sandbag cleans. She had one no rep there, I think, with that 175, but it was a clean run for Haley other than that. Someone who's working on strength. What a great way to finish the Rogue Invitational.
Haley Adams now has the time to beat with just one heat remaining, 5:16.92 seconds. It's Paige Semenza with a nice charge late to overtake Rolfin Wells for second. Amanda Barnhart, the only other woman to finish the entirety of the work inside that 7-minute time cap. Second and final heat of the last event, the Excavator. Coming up now for the women, here are your overall standings. Laura Horvath has 4 straight wins. Tia Toomey has 4 wins. We'll see who can win this series 5-4. Looking like Tia Toomey's going to wind up on top of the overall leaderboard. Alex Gazan, though, has some work to do. Ariel Lowen and Brooke Wells are right behind her. Emma Tall and Manon Anganese are also still alive. But Gazan occupies the third and final spot on the podium by just 10 points over Ariel Lowen.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Sean Gazan, that athlete fighting for that podium spot, and she's going to have some contenders that are there. Ariel Lowen, another one that's going to be chipping at her heels. But we like what Gazan's done. She's had to do some damage control in some of these events this morning, specifically the handstand walking one, and she did put herself in contention for this third spot. Now she got to lock it down.
Here are your lane assignments. Lowen will be in lane 4, Gazan in lane 7. Those are the 2 athletes to watch. And also, we're not going to forget about Brooke Wells. She still has a chance to wind up on the podium.
Ariel, really close. She's going to have to make some aggressive choices here with these sandbags in order to reconcile the points that she finds herself back from third place.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Who wants to be on the podium? We'll find out after event number 9. The Excavator's underway. We start with 15 reps at 125 pounds, 57 kilos.
We talk about as a key how important it is not to redline too early. All of these women, however, going at this first bag relentlessly. 15 sandbag cleans to the shoulder at 100 pounds. I'm sorry, 125 pounds are going to be asked before they advance.
Danny Spiegel was the first woman done with that set of 5 before she moved forward to complete her second set of 5. 15 total reps here on this bag before they move on to the 150-pound, 68-kilo bag. Danny Spiegel and Tia Toomey are towards the front. Laura Horvath also on the lead pace, and Ariel Lowen right now ahead of Alex Gazan. In order to make up 10 points on Gazan, Lowen has got to beat her by 2 spots. And then hope the tiebreak goes her way.
Yep. And you got to think, taking the floor, Gazan is more than aware of where she needs to finish. This is something that's really important, of course, when it comes to the overall play of points.
Tia Toomey and Danny Spiegel are your leaders right now in the heat. Spiegel at the bottom of your screen. Now Laura Horvath is done chalking up her hands. Here comes Ariel Lowen as Alex Gazan is falling back here. And Ariel Lowen's getting the help that she needs right now in order to erase that 10-point deficit.
We understand, and we've seen this throughout the course of the weekend, Sean. It's not how you start, but how you finish. These bags change in weight, getting heavier. Now 10 reps at this middle bag. So are they pacing it appropriately, or will we start to see some fall off? as we see Gazan go through longer paces every time she completes a rep now, or longer pauses, I'm sorry.
Battle for the podium in the bottom left-hand part of your screen. And remember, Gabby Magawa had to withdraw because of an injury. And despite that fact, she still could finish inside the top 10, despite not performing on the final day of competition.
It goes to show the kind of performances that she had left us with in the first 2 days.
There is Ariel Lowen, who right now sits in third place behind Spiegel and Toomey, and she's got a couple people between herself and Gazan right now. And don't forget about those times from heat number 1. Those could factor in.
We got several judges with their hands in the air. Don't forget this battle that's taking place. Tia 4 wins, Laura 4 wins.
Toomey on to the final bag, 175 pounds, 79 kilos, 5 reps here for her. Danny Spiegel still in second. And Ariel Lowen sits in third.
Sean, I like how Tia hit the gas early to give herself time to recover for the red bag. That was wise, enough of a buffer to get a 1-rep lead, and now she gets to dictate the pace and the outcome here.
Here comes Laura Horvath to the 175-pound bag, and Gazan is now done. She's moving up to the 175-pound bag, so she and Lowen are now tied. Toomey's got 3 reps left.
Ariel got one rep in for Lowen.
Tia Toomey towards the top part of your screen in the all black now has 2 reps left. Danny Spiegel at the bottom has 3 remaining.
Gazan really struggled with her last rep, Sean. It almost took her 15 seconds just to stabilize it on her shoulder. That was a long time. Now she's gonna have to rest quite a bit.
But Tia Toomey's down to her final rep. A no rep for Horvath. Toomey's got it. 5 event wins, 4 championships at the Rogue Invitational. Laura Horvath has 2 left. Now the battle for third, as Ariel Lowen has 2 remaining. Alex Gazan has 1. The time to beat from heat 1 is 5:16.92 seconds. But Gazan now with 2 left. Lowen has 1 remaining. Gazan now has 1 left. Lowen has it. She's going to get in. Now Gazan's got to finish right behind her. Gazan's got to be next, and she's not. Horvath is in. Now Gazan is across, and now we got to figure out the tie break. Unofficially, they are going to be tied in points. Tia Toomey, we know, is going to win her 4th Rogue Invitational Championship, and she does it by putting up her 5th event win of this competition. There's Maddie Sturt. Now with 1:15 to go, and she's in.
Great clean there by Maddie. Technique on point.
Tia Toomey and her husband sharing a moment after Toomey locks up her 4th Rogue Invitational Championship. 17th career event win here for Toomey. Laura Horvath is going to finish 2nd. But we got to figure out who's going to wind up in 3rd. There's Manon Anganez on her final rep. She's got it. And Danielle Brandon got in just to, Danielle Brandon has to go back. I don't know if she got hit with a no rep. She's got 1 left.
Looked to be some confusion there with...
There was definitely some miscommunication between Brandon and her judge. It looks like she thought she got the go sign.
Hey, thanks,
Tia Toomey, with her 5th win of this competition. She and Horvath won every single event.
I mean...
Ladies and gentlemen, Scotland, make some noise for your new Rogue Invitational Champion, Tia Claire Toomey.
Tia Toomey goes wire to wire here in Aberdeen, Scotland, and is going to wind up with 850 points out of a possible 900. Her worst finish of the competition was 8th, and the other event she didn't win, she finished 2nd. Laura Horvath, we know is going to finish in 2nd place, but it's going to be interesting to see who winds up in that 3rd and final podium spot. As Ariel Lowen needed to beat Alex Gazan by 2 spots. She did it, but now the question is who takes the tie break. Let's go back down to the competition floor. Kiki Dixon with your 2024 Rogue Invitational Champion.
Tia, congratulations. You are the Rogue Invitational Women's Champion. How satisfying is it to reclaim your title?
Oh, it's so satisfying, especially since so many people doubted me.
Now, as the years roll on, right, you've won this now 4 times. Yeah, sound good? All right. How has your motivation changed, and what is it this year?
You know, I think that there's a lot that's gone into this year, especially coming back after having Willow, and, you know, that's so much effort from my family and from Shane, and, you know, anyone that's obviously had kids of their own and trying to pursue a career, it's very challenging, right? And so to be able to represent out here on the floor, to prove that anything's possible, don't put limitations on yourself, and, you know, just really believe in yourself, because, I mean, nothing ever changed.
Speaking of kids and youth, there are youth all across the world who want to be like you when they grow up. What does it take to become Tia Claire Toomey?
Ooh. I mean, grow up to just make yourself proud, and, you know, there's going to be times where you're questioned whether or not how badly you want it, you know, do you have what it takes, and it's those days where you dig deeper and really lean on your support crew to get you through it.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Tia Claire Toomey Orr.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for cheering. Appreciate it.
Tia Toomey with her 4th Rogue Invitational Championship. And if you're doubting Tia Toomey, what more do you need to see at this point?
There's plenty of footage we can show them, Sean. I think that we can guide them to the light. We just need to sit down with them for a couple minutes if they have those doubts at all.
Well, meanwhile, Laura Horvath, with an incredible performance of her own, she's going to take 2nd place in dominant fashion. She had 4 event wins, 4 straight here. But Toomey was just too much on those sandbags.
She was too much, Sean. And what I loved about it, I mentioned this in the event, She set the precedent early by coming out aggressive with those bags. One of the keys is not redlining, and she knows she's got the fitness for it. She gave herself the advantage by having the lead, then she dictated the pace there with the red bag, and she needed every second to hold off Dani Spiegel for her 5th event win here at the 2024 Rogue Invitational.
And Dani Spiegel just said, "You're so fast." You're just now noticing. Here are your event results. Ariel Lowen is going to finish 3rd. That's going to be good for 90 points. So she looks like she made up more than she needed to on Alex Gazan, beating her by 3 spots. But we'll have to wait to see how this all plays out. Laura Horvath takes 4th. Brooke Wells is 5th. So Lowen may have done enough to put herself on the podium now that we have the official results. But we'll wait for those final overall standings as we're going to double and triple check things. We know who wins for the women. We'll crown a men's champion when we return here to the 2024 Rogue Invitational.